Hi, hello, or whatever. Hey, y'all. Welcome to Vlogtober Day 10. Day
10.
10, lucky number 10. As you can tell, today we have a very, very special, important, lovely guest. And this is the Pink Lady. Go ahead and introduce
Hello,
yourself.
beautiful people. I'm the Pink Lady. It's so nice to be here. I'm so happy to be here on Vlogtober day number 10. Okay, that's a beautiful number, beautiful person. I'm just so blessed to be here. Thank you for watching. Okay.
And thank you for being here. So Oh, like I just get so giddy because I'm so excited. I'm really, really, really grateful to have you here. For those of you who don't know, this is a long time,
Yes.
cherished friend
Yes.
of mine.
Yes.
We have been friends since like 8, 9 years now.
Yes.
She was in middle school, I was in high school. We're
Yes.
2 years apart.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of background of how we met.
Just a little, we did go to a performing arts school together called Esty. Since she was 2 years ahead of me, I knew of Kree, like just from going to school, seeing her performances, seeing her around. Like it was a very tight knit community.
Mm-hmm.
But we got really close when I was like 12, 13. And so that's literally almost like 9, 10 years ago. Like that's literally crazy.
We were casted in the same show.
Yes.
And we had a mutual friend in the cast.
Yes.
Were we playing the same role too? Like all the same.
We were
like
in the
nuns
ensemble.
and
Yes, it was Cyrano de Bergerac. First of all, that play was so good.
Oh, girl, yes, that. So we had mutual friends, and then I swear from there it was just like unbreakable. Like us three, every day, all day, every weekend, all weekend.
Yes, yes.
All across wherever. We was all over the city. We moved her out to LA.
Come on.
We was right there for her audition.
I was about to say, y'all literally came to my audition, and it's so crazy because we drove down on my birthday. That was hectic, but it was really fun. Like, I literally used to fly back to shows when they had shows because I'm gonna support my friends because they're performing. And they really do this. Like, this is not a joke. This is not a game. We went to a very amazing performing arts school.
Yes.
So,
yes,
like they were my first like family in a friend group that I found, like a support system, a genuine friendship, a bond. And it's so crazy that we all have YouTube channels because we all had a YouTube channel together.
Yes, KTZ, Kate, was it KTZ? No, I'm talking about KTZ.
K.
What was it?
KMZ.
KMZ.
K. What
was the K first? It was the ladies' channel, girl. That's why we can't think of it. Trying to put all these letters
it was
together.
The lady,
it was the ladies' channel.
And you know what's so crazy? That's one of the biggest reasons why I named my business the Pink Lady, because it was lady. It had a whole background, y'all.
Yes,
it was a choice.
It was an error. Okay, we were definitely an error. Lady Kree over here. You see, I still stuck with it as well. If you go on Instagram, you can find all actually, it's 4 ladies.
I was about to say all the ladies. Period. Lady.
Oh, good.
So, Lady Divine, the Pink Lady, come on.
Like,
you know.
What? Don't play with us. Oh, I should put our throwback picture.
Please.
Our album cover.
Please do.
That's so cute. I'm going to put up a picture of all the ladies. And shout out to them because actually everyone is still going by Lady.
Yes.
Zoe's name is still Lady on Instagram.
Yes.
It's Zoe All Day on YouTube.
Yes, it is Zoe All Day.
Anyway, we are here today. We had an amazing phone call last night, and it was just nice to reconnect and get back to just that genuine friend, that genuine bond. You know, how she said she was like or we were her first friend or family group.
Yes.
Milan was like my first real ride or die road dog. Like when she said she used to fly out for shows, she was flying out for shows. She was driving out for birthdays. This is the first friend that just,
because I'm gonna support my friend.
Loyalty is unmatched with Milan. I'm just unmatched. So you want to tell us how you got started in tarot, or how you were introduced to it?
Of course. So it's actually really funny. I always was very interested in tarot, but I knew that when it came to spirituality, I just never thought it was something to play with. Like, I was like, I'm not going to do tarot unless like I literally am called to do tarot. Like, somebody literally might have to be like, you should start doing, I'm getting this strong vibe sensation. Like, I don't know. I just really needed a sign from God because I didn't want to play around with anything that was not for me. But I started to I've always been really into astrology, really into zodiac signs. And then when I went to college, I really dived into like studying charts and like getting to know people based on astrology and seeing connections, and just really like understanding it more than I did when I was younger, just because I also was having the life experiences too. And astrology led me to more metaphysics, and metaphysics led me to divination, which is one of tarot and oracle cards are a few ways of divination. You also have runes, you have bones, you have dice, you have playing cards, and that's really where tarot comes from, or what it is. It's just a divination tool. It's a tool. And so what tarot is to me is it's the way that I train and hone my intuition to be able to tell me what's really going on. Like, and the way that I do that is because I believe everything happens for a reason. I believe everything that I'm doing is God sent, heaven sent, and it is purposeful for my highest and greatest good. Especially at this point in my life, I really had to like resonate with the fact that things are happening for me, like for me and not to me. Like, I don't know.
Yes, that's key.
And so I think even with that, when it comes to tarot, it's just like everything is happening for a reason. These cards are falling out for a reason. Even if you want to try to do the placebo effect, or if you want to try to talk about variability or anything like that, it's like, how is it still applicable then to so many people? Why do so many people genuinely resonate with certain things, certain ideals? And the reason why is because tarot specifically, there's two different tools of divination, tarot and oracle. Tarot is more structured. It has 78 cards. Oracle cards can be whatever they want by whoever the makers of the card is. And today I will be using the Tarot of the Divine for your reading, and the Cosmic reading cards. So those are just two examples of, like I was saying, different types of divination. And it's just basically a way to hone that. And everyone has intuition. Everyone has that gut feeling. Everyone has that little voice in the back of their head that tells them, girl, don't go down that street, girl, don't go to that party, like, girl, don't drink that, don't do that. And whether we listen to it or not is our own personal goal. And I feel like, or goal, journey, situation, and how frequently we are willing to trust like ourselves. Because I think that's really a part of the human experience, understanding that we are safe, we can trust ourselves, we can be okay. And I think, especially within our communities, that's something that we need to know right now. We need to hear right now. And I feel like tarot, excuse me, I feel like tarot is just one of the ways that I choose to advocate for my community, because it really helped me tap into my truth, how to express it, because it's a tool. It helped me really figure out what I was thinking, what I was feeling, what I wanted, what was going on in my life. And it didn't take any one or any other thing to tell me, other than the things that I chose to associate with what I saw in front of me. And that's really life. That's really the world. Like, this life that I'm living, like, I can take it however I want and go. Like,
yeah, for real. Absolutely. And I think one of my favorite points that you make is that it's a tool, kind of like a tool that you use for clarity. It doesn't give you your answers, but it kind of helps you figure out what does resonate with you, what does work for you, what does seem right, and trusting yourself. And I think that's also been the journey that I've been taking, or the approach that I've been taking with metaphysics as a whole, because I'm also into astrology and zodiac. That's, I think, everyone's first introduction to this world. And then how deep you dive in is up to you. But it's definitely, even if you look up, I think astrology or something, one of them that I was just doing research on, it specifically says it is a tool to help guide you, you know, to help you unlock you, to help you unleash that inner power that, I mean, a lot of us don't acknowledge or don't know we have. So I'm so excited. I was over the moon when I found out that Milan was doing, or I don't know, do you go by Pink Lady or Milan?
You can call me Milan.
Okay, so
like, come on.
No,
I respect that. Thank you.
But when I found out you were doing tarot, it was just amazing because I've always wanted to try it. I've always been curious. But same as you, I don't play with energies. I do believe that certain things can linger on you, and you don't want to just cross paths with just you don't want to open yourself up spiritually in that way to just anybody. So with our history and our friendship and the kind of person that she has shown herself to be, I don't think that there's anyone better to do this for me and to try this out with. I am very open and receptive. I think you have the purest intentions, so I'm just excited to get into it. Before we do though, can you just tell us a little bit about what type of reading we're doing today?
Of course. So basically today I'll be doing a tarot spread layout. When it comes to personal readings, which is something that I'm giving Kree right now, I like to have just a little bit of format or structure because I want to be able to give people definitive answers on certain questions, even though I can't really give them the right answer. I like to approach tarot with specific questions. The more specific you are with your questions, the more specific the answers will be. So today we're going to take a look at 5 questions that we're going to be answering in the 5-star point spread is what it's called. If anyone wants to look it up, you can definitely look it up and see the spread, how it looks and all of that. But the first card that we're pulling is going to be associated and it's going to be giving clarity to the current situation. So what you're doing, how you're feeling, maybe some of the things that you're currently going through, the things that you're working on, kind of where your head is at, where your heart is at, where your body is at, even things that are currently going on around you. It's a very open card, but it gives the reading general direction. And then we go into the subconscious because we talk about what's hidden, what's going on under the surface. That's the second card. So it's kind of taking a look at what may be the catalyst to some of the things that you're going through, some of the things that you may be feeling right now, what's going on and bubbling underneath the surface. And what's just kind of going on in your subconscious right now. Then the third card will be the structures and strengths. So these are the things that are supporting you. These are the things that are helping you. These are going to be the things that you're asserting your energy in properly and you're getting what you need from it. So these are the areas in life that spirit is saying keep at that shit. Keep supporting that. Keep exercising your energy in that area. And then the duality of that would be what areas in your life are you putting a lot of energy in or you're focusing on or you're not focusing on. That's causing a challenge for you or that's being a detriment to you. This position can even talk about physical people that you may be challenged with or facing with when it comes to career, money, anything like that, actual challenges. Sometimes a lot of the times Pentacles card come up in there for students that I give readings because niggas be in debt. So then the final card will be who can help, what can you do about it, the possible outcome, and just ways to go about this reading from here on out, or after you hear this information, what's the best thing to do with it, what's the best way to approach, because some people be like, what does this mean, what do I do, and I'd be like, what does this mean, what does it mean? So that's what that card means. And then I'm actually going to pull an oracle card as well, and then I also have some Spark Your Magic matchsticks, which are actual activities that you can do to spark a little bit of magic in your life. I love this. I actually got this from this store called The Bright Side, and they have different ones. They have Spark Love, Spark Magic, Spark Happiness, Spark Joy. And I think even if you don't like cards, anything like that, it's really something fun because it's literally just very simple, little sayings. This literally says, Liz Tracy, love about yourself. So it's just it's right? It's little prompts or little things that you can do to really spark give yourself like a routine. I also use this, you know, when I have clients who want to work on like formulating their self-care routines or certain things that they can actually do. So I'm going to open it with this and the oracle card, and then we'll actually get into the spread that I explained earlier.
Yes, okay, let's get into it. So all of her information, her Etsy, her YouTube, her Instagram, all of that, any way to find her will be in the description. So y'all can go over and get your spiritual advice and guidance as well. But for now, let's get into my reading.
Yes, no, period. Okay, so I'm gonna open it with a little prayer because I have to pray before all my readings, and then I'm gonna pull some of the cards from the singing bowl, and then we'll start. Okay, so only love, light, and peace is welcome here. If you are not of love, light, and peace, I rebuke you in the name of the Father, in the name of the Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit. In the name of my light, in the name of the divine light that protects me, in the name of the sun and the moon and the stars, in the name of the earth, the fire, the wind, and the water. In the name of my light, in the name of the divine light that protects me. So mote it be, amen, ashe. Thank you, God, for letting me sit down with Lady Kree and give her this clarity today. Okay, period.
Amen, ashe. Like that.
Okay, so Spirit, right now I'm asking for clarity. These cards or these matchsticks right now are going to just give us an idea of 3 actions that Kree can do right now that are going to be in alignment with her highest and greatest good. Okay, let this entire reading be and resonate with the deepest part of herself that needs to hear it the most in her mind, body, soul, and spirit. Okay, let this be a change and a catalyst to grow towards her highest and greatest good. Okay, somebody be amen, ashe.
Amen, ashe.
So I'm going to pull 3 reading. What is this? Matchsticks. How can she spark her magic right now? Okay. Okay, I'm actually gonna go put this down because just have to give me a second. Alrighty, so the 3 matchsticks that you got are, let me see, if I hold them up, will you be able to see them?
Oh yeah, okay, I can.
Okay, so I'm gonna show you them and then I'm gonna read them.
Okay.
So the first matchstick that it says is write out all of your struggles and burn or destroy them. And basically, what I am getting this as is there are certain practices or certain rituals that you can do to help you release like tension, release any stagnant like energy like in your body that could be potentially affecting you. And I really see this as you just basically doing a full moon ritual, writing out and releasing anything in your life like that you feel like you struggle with. Or all of the things that you feel like you struggle with, and then literally burn and destroy it. And the next full moon is actually on October 31st, Halloween, and it's a full moon in Taurus. So then the next matchstick that you have is, it says create a collage of magical things that inspire you. So I think this did literally reminds me of like a vision board, a dream board. I feel like Spirit really wants you to get physical, to really see what you are manifesting, see the things that inspire you, see the things that spark magic in you. Because I feel like that's going to help you really infuse magic more into just your daily life, like, and really interact with Spirit and yourself and the world around you in a way that really benefits you. So I think creating some form of vision board or like dream board, even if it's like something on Pinterest, but I really feel like Spirit is saying like physical, like literally like create a collage, like you need to see them in front of you. Like touch the picture, like you need to like taste it on, like you gotta see, you gotta touch it, you gotta feel it, okay? And then the last one was, oh, I love this, okay. The last one was write out all of your wishes for the next year. So Spirit wants you to focus on the bigger picture. I feel like Spirit may be saying like, don't worry, don't sweat the small stuff, because the small stuff is going to be the small stuff until it's the big stuff, until you need to actually address it, or until it will be handled for you. I feel like Spirit really wants you to focus on bigger picture. Like, what is your highest and greatest dream goals, or what are some of the things that you really want to manifest in the next year? Like this time next year, and I think that's also what maybe the collage of magical things could be helpful for. I feel like Spirit is asking you to like project into the future a year from now. And if there's any struggles, if there's any things that you've been working on, like correcting, if there's any things that you want to address in your life right now, that would be good for the burning, like the burn thing that I was talking about earlier. Mm-hmm. And then after you do that, then literally sit down and create, okay, so now that I've released all of that stuff, now that I've released that stagnant energy that is no longer going to hold Kree back, now we're going to create this collage. So I wake up every day, and when I look over to this wall, I see where I'm at. Like even if it's not like the whole idea of fake it till you make it, like I think people take that, it can be taken in a negative context, but I feel like Spirit is asking you if there's any big goals, like big goals that you've been wanting to achieve, or just like any things that require like a long length of time or like a year's time. Think about that, make it physical, and find a way to like incorporate it into something that you can look at every day. Does that make sense?
That makes a lot of sense. That goes like kind of what we were talking about yesterday with the inner child and just like getting back. Like I used to love, that was one of my favorite school projects was making collages.
Really?
I always, in my Instagram, I have a whole bunch of collections of things that inspire me that sometimes when I first wake up, I go through that to just get me going to record for Vlogtober.
Period. No, and I love that. Like we were talking about even in the conversation that we had yesterday, when it comes to tarot, it's not like necessarily I'm telling you any new information. Really, I'm really just reminding you of the things that you already know. That's why they resonate so deeply. And we were talking a lot about inner child work and just the idea of like the things that we used to do as kids, even the fact that we are reconnecting and talking and doing this like collaboration episode, and we used to collaborate all the time as kids, like literally professionally, like in the workspace. Like, so I think it's so crazy to see. I feel like a lot of people are really getting back to the child in them, because that's the part of ourselves that is like brave enough to fight for our happiness and to fight for ourselves, and like the part of us that really was innocent in a way before we had to become like fucking adults.
Yeah.
We love light and peace is welcome here. So that's why I think even Spirit is asking you to like create a like dream board for your inner child. Like what were all the things you used to love as a kid? Like what were all the things that like brought you joy like before like things got complex, and then like put in there some of the things that also you want to manifest now that you're an adult. Like find a happy medium between like your big dreams and all the goals you used to have as a kid, and then like, okay, so what can we do in a year? Like in a year, what
realistic.
Okay, so that shot right out. I want to get one more card here because that's just how I feel right now. So Spirit, can I please have one more oracle card that is going to resonate with you right now, be an inspiration to the rest of this card pool? I feel like Spirit is saying no, but okay. So they said we said what we said. It's that card for a reason. Okay. So at the bottom of the deck, we have 26 breaking down to an 8. So 8 represents as above, so below, represents abundance. It's a very good number for business and all of that. We have sacred journey. So I feel like right now, a lot of what's going on in your life, you're being guided, and it's going on for a reason. I feel like your spiritual team is heavily around you. I feel like you're very supportive. And this reminds me of a Kundalini awakening. If you've never heard of that, I definitely feel like you should do some research on that.
What is it called?
A Kundalini awakening. It's very, very intense, but it's definitely one of the ways or understandings when it comes to spiritual. I'm so sorry, my music cut off and I want it back on. But when it comes to spiritual journeys or certain things that you spiritually go through, Kundalini has a lot to do with passion. It has a lot to do with the fire inside, the intimate, the even sexual, the passionate, the creative, because it has to do with the sacral and the root things that really ground you. It's a very interesting approach to a spiritual awakening, and I feel like the sacred journey you're on right now, and the reason why that came up at the bottom of the deck is because right now you really are like, it just reminds me of like a spiritual fire under your ass. Like Spirit is really like supporting you from your roots to pursue the things that you know you want to pursue, and do the things that you want to do, and love the things that you want to love, and be the person that you want to be. So that's why I think that energy was there in the subconscious. But now we're going to talk about the card that came out, and then I'm going to start pulling the tarot. And then at the end, I'm going to read what the card is about, but I want to see the messages that intuitively is picked up. So hold on. So this is, I'm trying to do it to it. There we go. Okay, so this is the card. It's Be Still. It's number 5. And it's so crazy because the number 5 has really been standing out to me. 555 could even be standing out to you. It's so crazy. The album that I'm playing right now, it's 50 minutes and 55 seconds. So I think that's very interesting. But with Be Still being here also, it's like her hair is like fire, or it just looks very like bright, very alive, very colorful. It's a huge difference to even the color of her body and her environment. So I really feel like your hair has to do with your crown. It has to do with the extensions of you. Also, in our hair is our full DNA, and our hair is everything, like literally the chemical like compounds of like the things that we eat, the things that we ingest, our body. Our hair and people's hair in general is just a really big representation of like, not even in a physical way, it's just like a big representation of you. And so with this being here with Be Still, I feel like this oracle card came out right now because Spirit is really trying to get you to understand, like how I was talking about how the Kundalini awakening has to do with like the root and the sacral. It really has to do with all, but I feel like it has a lot to do with the root and the sacral. That's the things that ground you. Those are the things that keep you grounded. And since you're air sign, I know you're air sign. Air signs are literally air. They're literally the opposite of being grounded. So I feel like right now Spirit is really trying to get you to work on, get you to emphasize, get you to understand the importance of stillness, and not just in physical stillness, even though I feel like that's something that you could benefit from incorporating, like meditating or yoga or anything where you have to be still and intentional. Because as you can see, her feet literally flow into like the ground beneath her. The only thing that's moving is her hair. The only thing that's like alive is her hair. And I feel like the representation of that is saying like Spirit is really ushering you and helping you to make some big changes in your life right now, to really step into your power spiritually, into your crown chakra, into the extensions of you, into like your passions, into your creative endeavors, into the way that you express yourself. And you don't have to, I don't want to say you don't have to go anywhere, but you can be still, you can be yourself. You don't have to overextend yourself. You don't have to break your back to do certain things. Spirit is really trying to usher in a space in your life to where you are just doing work differently, because like I said, the Kundalini has to do with the sacral and the root. And these are the sacral and the root colors, orange and red, but instead they're on the crown. So I feel like Spirit is really trying to show you the power of who you are as a spirit, as a person, as a being, and the change that you can really create in your life right now.
I like that.
Okay. So
I'm very intrigued right now.
So now we're going to dive into the tarot. Let's see. Oh, and I need to angle, sorry. Alrighty.
Gotta get comfortable.
No, for real.
Feeling it. Scoot up some.
And I love that this card came out for you because
Ooh, excuse me.
no, you're fine. I feel like this basically, at the end of the day, just reminds me of a lot of growth, and it reminds me of working smart and not hard. And I mean that in every way possible. Like Spirit is trying to show you how powerful you are. Like you are limitless. Like you can do it in your stillness, like who you are when you're peaceful and quiet. I feel like there's something that Spirit is trying to stress to you about you, and the idea of being able to be at peace right now. Okay. Only love, light, and peace is welcome here. I want to be a menage. Thank you, God, Spirit. Okay. So, Spirit, I'm going to need one and one card only. This card is going to resonate with her heart, mind, body, and spirit, and be a catalyst to change towards her highest and greatest good. Okay, these messages are going to be concise. And like I said, it's going to be one card, because Spirit, I'll be asking for one card, they be giving me 10. I'm like, give me one. So I'm going to get one card for each point in this star spread. And if I need clarification, I will definitely ask to pull that, but I only want one more card of clarification for that as well. So can I get the first card in pre-star point, which is going to be the card that represents her current situation? Can I then get the card to describe what's hidden or what's kind of going on?
Looks like we got a lot going on.
Oh, period. Okay, give me one card. Give me what's hidden. Give it to me on one card. Give me the perfect card. Thank you. Okay, I love it. So, give me the structures, strength and support. Give me the areas in Kree's life right now where she's really asserting herself the correct way. Okay. Give me the card where, give me the card to represent her fears, the areas in her life where she's really being challenged right now. Okay. Give me the card to show who can best help. Okay. Can I get clarification for all of these? The card dropped. So, can I get one more card to clarify the 10 of Wands? Okay. At the bottom is the 6 of Swords. And this is in my Tarot of the Divine deck, so it does represent fables, fairy tales, and characters like that. So I love it. It was a very Halloween theme, so I wanted to use it. But basically, to have the 6 of Swords at the bottom, Swords energy is air energy. And 6 of Swords basically talks about the idea of walking away from things that are no longer serving you mentally. So I feel like right now, overall, Spirit is really working on you. Like I was saying, be still. I really feel like Spirit is trying to quiet your mind, really get you to see the power and the peace and the beauty in like really making your mind a safe space where you can go. And I really feel like the main way that Spirit may be ushering that into your life right now is your forward movement. You have been, you will be, and you will continue to have a lot of momentum in your life to pursue your passions and the things that you are doing right now. And the reason why I said that is because the 2 cards to come out for your current position are the Chariot and the Page of Wands. So the Chariot is Cancer energy and the Page of Wands is fire energy. This is giving me very Aries vibes. And just looking at these 2 cards, I feel like with the Chariot being here, my palm is itching. So you're coming into some money. You're coming into some abundance. Okay? Listen, like it's OT'd up. So, and I feel like it's also going to come in faster than you think because I got a real strong urge to itch my palm. And now the whole hand that I'm itching it with is having chills. So I feel like the current situation right now, where your headspace is at, the things that you're currently going through right now are, like I was saying, forward movement, momentum. And that's why I feel like Spirit is really trying and going to usher you to really see the power in stillness, because I also feel like there could be a lot of things going on around you right now, a lot of things going on within you, and a lot of things really pushing you or motivating you to pursue your passions, whether they're good or bad, if that makes any sense. Like, I feel like there's just, like I was saying earlier, like a proverbial fire under your ass, like a spiritual fire under your ass. And this is what it literally reminds me of, because the Chariot represents forward movement and momentum. It literally represents the idea of like literal movement forward. It's the first card in the tarot where you see somebody traveling on a vehicle or like on something, like they went from walking on foot to, oh no, we getting there, like we traveling. And so with the Page of Wands here, that represents fire energy, and fire energy is very powerful. It's very strong. And I even think you have fire in your chart, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. Okay. And
It's
so
I think my moon sign is Aries.
Aries. Okay. Yes. So I'm definitely feeling like even your moon energy, the things that you feel, the things that you want to create, the more subconscious aspects of yourself right now, even like we were talking about the things that you used to love to do as a kid. I feel like a lot of those are coming back because even as you can see, it's literally like a little kid and he's literally enjoying himself so much, like performing. It's literally what he's doing. And so I really feel like you're just getting back into the idea that you are performing, you are an entertainer, not for just like, oh, this is something that I love to do, but I really feel like it has to do with your calling. You're meant to inspire people through the way that you are inspired and trained in yourself, the way that you present things, who you are. Because Aries energy is very me centered, and that's not in a negative way. It's just that Aries people are, in a way, inherently selfish because they are really focused on. I literally have an Aries stellium, so it's really all about like what serves me, what's going on with me. Like, am I happy? Am I okay? And I really feel like the current situation right now is you really moving forward and doing the things that really make you feel that way, that give you that same passion and that inspire you to do so. So the next position is what is hidden. So this is what is hidden. We have the Magician and the Two of Pentacles. And it's so funny. So funny that we're talking about this. Because the way that I got into tarot is I got a reading and someone told me, I think you should start pulling cards because I feel like spirit is trying to tell you that you can function and work with things in a tangible way like that. And the Magician, as you can see, is Glinda the Good Witch. And you are the Page of Wands and the Chariot in this energy because that's, you know, your current situation. So I also feel like in a way you're really moving forward and tapping into literally your magic, like the magician energy. And you're focusing on trying to balance that out and how you can balance it out with your passions, your desires, the people around you, but also balancing it out with supporting you mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, because this is pinnacle energy. So I also feel like you're really, what's happening under the subconscious is spirit is revealing to you the magician within inside of you, because the magician isn't about like actually bippity boppity boo magic, even though yes, that's real too. Like magic is real in every way, shape, or form. But the type of magic that the magician really encapsulates is the idea that you can work with everything around you. The reason why the magician is because they have everything they need to succeed in that moment. They have all the magic, all the power, all the clarity, all the understanding, all the training, all of everything to be who they need to be in that moment. They show up how to put, they need to show up for it. So I feel like what's going on in your subconscious spirit is really building that area for you, because we have pinnacle energy right here. And with the Two of Pentacles, as you can see, she is balancing two bear babies, but one has a bear booty and one has a bear top. And it's just like, they both have bear, have human, but it's just like yin yang idea. So that's why I feel like spirit is really trying to get you to balance the magician within you, the aspect of you that can create and manifest anything you want with practical, tangible, realistic things around you, while also balancing, you know, the relationships around you, your job, like financial things and stuff like that. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, period.
I don't know if we're supposed to like go in
No,
depth, but
you can
that's talk. Literally what I was specifically struggling with this morning is because I'm kind of late nights, early mornings right now. I'm trying to kick it into overdrive with my YouTube.
Yes.
It's just like I've been trying to balance that with like my domestic duties.
Yes.
Because I do want to kind of be a homemaker, and
Yes.
I have been in a long-term relationship, so it's important to me to like develop certain qualities that
yes.
I mean, you don't necessarily get or you know have to see when you're in a single parent household, because
yes.
they are just everything.
Yes.
So that was a struggle for me this morning because it was a little all over the place. So that definitely, I definitely feel like
that juggling act in a way is like, have you ever seen something like juggle and then it reminds me of like a seesaw, like the idea of like, that's not juggling, that's balance. Like if the two are weighted, then it literally just like, so that's what I was saying, like they're both still half bear, half baby, but they're just like different, like opposites. And I feel like spirit right now, what's going on in the surface is it's really teaching you through opposites. Like it's teaching you through of like the duality that you share with other people. So you just might be noticing like how different but how the same you are from the people around you. Or like, I don't know if that makes any sense.
It does. I was
Okay.
I was watching your poll from yesterday, or
Yes.
yeah, yesterday. And I think it was the third group where you talked about like the opposites, and
Yes.
group 3. Make sure y'all go check out her videos. The most recent one that she posted, man, group 3 resonated with me, but I'm feeling that. That's
Yes.
the second time I got that message from you. So
Listen, hey, it's there, and it's there for a reason. And the reason why I really feel like it's there is because I want to talk about your structures and strengths, because I feel like it has a lot to do with your ability to balance. And this is very beautiful energy to see, truly. And the two cards that came out for your structures and strengths are the Five of Swords and the King of Wands. You have so much fiery energy right now. And the beauty in that is, this is the phoenix to me, a phoenix rising from the ashes. And I really feel like you're being reborn, or like not reborn, because it literally rises from its old self, like, if that makes any sense. Like, and this is just giving me this whole thing that we keep talking about, just like your forward momentum, your power. And I feel like it has a lot to do with your heart, like the things that you're passionate about, the things that you put energy into, because this is not cup energy. So this doesn't necessarily have to do with your actual feelings and emotions, even though that was there in the beginning with the Chariot. This is fire and sword energy. So this has to do with the way that you combat your anxieties, your fears, the areas in your life you feel disappointed with, the things that you're proud of, the things that you love, the things that support you, the things that work for you, that passionate energy early, like within you, that we were talking about earlier yesterday, when we were talking about like, once you believe in yourself, like who
gonna
gonna
check you,
stop
boo?
you? You feel me? And so it's literally just like, this is a huge structure, support, and strength for you right now, because Spirit is just saying, in the face of disappointment, because the Five of Swords has to do with the story of Isis, when her husband Osiris was cut up into 13 pieces by his brother Set, and his brothers scattered them across Egypt, and Isis had to find every part of him, except for his winker. And that's how they created the first, like, it's literally the where they got the story of Jesus from Egypt. But that's literally created the person that was going to eventually be born and defeat Set. And then Osiris became the god of the underworld, but that's like a whole nother story. But so it really talks about how even certain disappointments, like certain gut-wrenching pains, really do happen for a reason, even if you don't understand it right in this moment, like in retrospect. And also, Isis became the first woman. She discovered magic. She was the first person who created a mummy and rose her husband up from the dead, because that's how they literally had one night. She literally like rose her husband up from the dead. They, did the do, and she got pregnant. And so she was also the first magician. And it's crazy that the magic card is out here. So also, I think you should, if you have any residence, or if you have any connection to ancient Kemet or ancient Egypt or anything like that, Kemetic laws and orders and stuff like that, I think it's very strong. And I think Isis is definitely very present for you right now in this moment, especially as a strength, because it reminds me of Phoenix energy. She has wings. She literally rose somebody up from the dead. Like, it's giving me very big vibes.
That's funny that you mentioned that, because I was just introduced to that in this book that I'm reading. I forgot the exact name of the book, but basically it's to like just enhance my female energy
Yes.
and like my feminine energy mostly.
Yes.
So it was talking about that in Egypt, and that's been something that has been more on my radar these days.
Yes,
So
I love Isis
that's
so
crazy.
much. I literally love Egyptian mythology so much. It's so crazy. I literally just like random. I've always been obsessed with Egyptian mythology. I love mythology in general because I love stories. I love storytelling. Like, even like being a theater student, we studied like Greek and Roman mythology. But I'm like, where did niggas at? Like, where was the black people at? Like, what was we doing? Like, what were the stories that we had? And really diving into Egyptian culture, and it's I struggled in this class, but I literally took hieroglyphics twice at Howard. And
Oh wow.
yes, and even getting into like understanding the culture and what I understood from that class, like, Oh my God, yeah. So I definitely feel like Isis right now is showing up for you very strong, especially since this was in your strengths, supports, things that are going good for you. So even just do more research into the book that you're reading, do more research into maybe some gods, goddesses, ideals, properties, even the 48 laws of Ma'at.
I
But are
definitely
you
am feeling this reading
okay?
though.
Okay, I was going to say, how you feeling it? Like you fucking with the vibes. So I love that it's resonating with like very direct and like things that have been going on like in your recent like
Yeah,
week.
it's
Yes.
very, yes, very, very specific to the present. And that, like, and specific things that have actually been worrying me, like things that I go to bed with heavy on my mind,
Yes.
especially as far as the balancing
Yes.
things out. It's like, how do you balance trying to be all about you and chase your dreams and start these businesses and do all this, and it's just like, you still have people counting on you for the role that you play in their life,
Mm-hmm.
and you enjoy those roles, but it's just like trying to balance that being selfish and still
Yes.
showing up for other people. So
Absolutely. Absolutely.
we're just gonna
Absolutely.
have to all figure something out because shit.
No, I think that's I wanna okay, thank God. Um because I think that was such a beautiful like segue, honestly, into the next cards that I want to talk about. Is it okay if I smoke like during the reading? I don't know if you like smoke
Yeah, I
during.
was gonna ask you because I
Okay,
was gonna
yeah,
see
yeah.
you.
No, I be smoking in my readings. It's. I just wanted to make sure because I know you be like putting it in there, but I didn't know if you were okay with me just like because I'm just yeah. Okay. But I feel like so we talked about your structure, strength, and support. And now we're going to talk about your fears, weaknesses, and adversaries. And when I'm talking about the goddess of also, you could have bird totems or hawks, or you could be seeing when you see birds specifically. And I know how you feel about birds because listen, trust me, I really feel like bird energy is a totem because that the birds literally represent um, the sun god Ra is what I'm getting in this one. Like he watches over everything. It's very like God energy. So I feel like, and you're also an air sign, so you're a bird. Like Isis has wings.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like
I
spirit is
can't
trying to.
escape it.
You can't. I had to realize that. Fun fact: me and Cran are both terrified of birds for our very specific reasons because they're fucking rude. And if anybody has anything to say to me about that, I can literally sit down and tell you a whole slew and ways. And I really feel like it's Bay Area birds because they attack you and they don't care.
Literally. I lived in Chicago without any problems. Like seriously, any problems of birds. And girl, their seagulls are like the size of our pigeons. Like David came here and saw our seagulls and was like,
Hell no.
damn,
Yeah, them
them
things be
some big
like,
ass birds. Yes, and they are thick and like,
you can tell they eat real good.
yes. And
It's
I just
okay. It's
can't.
okay. Because I the reason why I brought that up is because in talking about your strengths and structures and supports, I want to talk to you about the relationship that Isis has to pain and disappointment and to triumph and to um, betrayal and to um, growth. The reason why is because what's in your fears, weaknesses, or adversaries. This is basically talking about, and I want to read from the deck about these two fables because I've been seeing the Three of Coins a lot lately, but I don't know what the fable is about, and it reminds me a lot of the Avatar when Zuko went in to save Aang from like this prison and the mask. But I want to know what they mean because again, it's very duality. It's literally red and blue. But the weaknesses and the fears that you're currently experiencing right now are the Three of Coins and the Seven of Swords. Okay, the Seven of Swords is my mentality of by any means necessary, but sometimes it can be very cutthroat. It can even be um, like being willing to hurt people to get what you want, or feeling like you're dealing with people that you can't trust, feeling like you can't deal with people that you can really collaborate and work with and feel safe around and be yourself around, and like the little kid is there again. And the reason why I said that is because the Three of Pentacles is here, and Three of Pentacles has to do with working with things, working with your environment, because Pentacles energy is tangible. And I feel like your fear right now is just you not being safe to open up and to really really like work with people and like trust people with yourself and trust people. Like it kind of reminds me of like never sleeping with your back to the door, if that makes any sense. Like I don't know, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if we discussed it yesterday, but just lately, like that is, I don't even, just anybody who's watching, this is not just something that's rehearsed. This is really just what is resonating with me and how I am interpreting it in my life.
Period.
But reaching out to Milan to even do this video, even though we are so close and you know we've been cool for a while, it was just a sort of anxiety, just like how is she gonna respond? You know, it has been a while since we talked, just life, and we both went away for college, and then it's been life ever since. So it was just like that moment, like how is that moment gonna go? Is she gonna be open to it? Is she gonna be receptive? Are things, you know, gonna be different between us? Is she gonna have any resentment? So and it's been that way with kind of all my old friends. Like I just kind of took a hiatus for a while. So coming back, it's just like, bitch, where you been? Like, you think you could just pop back up and everything cool? So yeah.
No, I really feel that. When I tell you I personally resonate to that, like that specifically, like I really feel that I took a hiatus energy. Like I just had to get my like we gonna just log the fuck out for a second. And that's why I feel like the Five of Swords energy came out earlier, because I feel like this time in your life right now is really showing you how you can benefit from spaces in your life where you feel very alone, very detached, very like separated from, because Isis literally freshly just lost the nigga's blade is still blood red. Like he just cut him up in front of her. Like, so it's that moment of, oh my God, everything I thought I knew is now different. And so it's really understanding how to work with that energy. But that's why I also feel like even areas in your life like self-deception, self-sabotage, negative thinking, and like anxiety, depression, those things might be working on your spirit, mind, body, heart right now as well. Because with the Seven of Swords and the Three of Coins being in your fears, weaknesses, and adversaries, the Seven of Swords always isn't an external threat. It can sometimes be an internal threat. It can be Spirit is telling me to read the card. I'm gonna read the card. Okay. I'm so sorry. I don't know how long this is. I'm so sorry if it's too long. You can cut.
What, the video?
Yes.
Girl, don't worry about that.
Okay, I
hope everyone is really feeling this energy, this black girl magic.
Great.
Literally.
Okay. So this is Coyote. And it says the Seven of Swords is a trickster. And the coyote represents deceits in all forms, from small pranks to terrible scandals. He is clever and manipulative, but more than not, he is caught by his own schemes and has to pay dearly for them. So upright, like I said, this always reminds me of that by any means necessary thing, because it says strategy, cunning, thievery, cheating, manipulation. In reverse, it says conscience, confession, getting caught, outsmarted, deception. So with this being upright, you've really been struggling with working with the right people, the right things, the right attitudes, the right substances, the right like mental space. Like you could just have a fear that like, I just want to go by the beat of my own drum and just dance and la 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 la. I don't want to turn around and look at maybe something that's going to sneak up on me, or I don't want to turn around and look what's behind me. I am going to ignore this shit because I know what I'm doing. And so I also feel like it's because this really reminds me of like when you walk into a room, you make noise. It's the difference of like, you don't got to sneak around. I don't know. That's why I'm just getting this idea. Like, you don't want to have to feel like you're cheating people or not being authentic or not being real. Like, your biggest fear is like not being in a real space. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And something, let's see if I'm gonna read.
That's honestly just like a general thing about my personality. Like even how you said when you first met me, like I had that about me, like I'm not gonna talk unless it's necessary, because I don't, like, I don't want to present anything fake. I don't want to do any just unnecessary anything. Like
Why would I do that?
sometimes it's okay to just be, but also like I do get nervous about how that may come off to
Yes.
other people. So that's
No,
just a general thing about my personality.
yes. No, I feel that. I really feel that. And it's crazy that you said that because the last card is basically who can help, how you can solve the situation, and like the outcome or the best resolve. And the two cards that you got is the Ten of Wands and the King of Coins. Once again, very big wand energy, and then we have Earth energy again. So the Ten of Wands also Spirit is telling me that you should look into, I don't know, and I'm not saying that, I just think it's good to understand information and know what,
Sorry.
no, you're fine. Understand what you know is out there. Understand the power that, like spiritual powers that as Black people we are connected to. So I'm not saying that, oh, this energy is something that you have to look into. But if you ever find cross like this name, or if you want to do more information and look into Orishas and Yoruba tradition, like Yoruba beliefs and anything like that, I'm definitely feeling like you should look into the Orisha Oya. And the reason why I said that is because every time I've been seeing a cow, and just also just very personal resonance things, me knowing you, me understanding you, even the colors that you're wearing right now, like the way that the reading has been going, like I just really feel like you should look at her. And the reason why I said that is because the Ten of Wands and the Knight of Coins is here. And with the Ten of Wands, the Ten of Wands talks about this idea where this king, he went out around the world all by himself to go look for his lost daughter. And he died, and I don't think he ever found her. But from his head sprouted a tree, and from the tree there were all these fruits of all of the beautiful things he never got to do because he was so focused on finding his daughter. So it's kind of like this enchanted tree tale, and that's why it looks like that. So it basically talks about the idea of what can happen when you put your all and you give your all to something. Like sometimes certain, like as human beings, life is so precious. And I feel like the reason why this is talking about who can help your outcome and the best resolve is because Spirit is really asking you, like, life is really what you want. Life will be what you make it. And you can dedicate all of your energy and all of your effort and all of your time into one thing if you want, and you will still bear fruit beyond your understanding. Because even after he died, literally, like, he became something that people could still, like, benefit from. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so I also feel like Spirit is also telling you and seeing how you really are trying to focus on creating legacy. Like, and with legacy, with the Ten of Wands, some people call it a heavy burden, but it's a weight to carry, because I said it in one of my readings. I don't know if I just filmed it or if I just released it. I really don't remember. But I was talking about how when you are light, when you choose to be a light worker, a magician for the greater good of certain things, really understanding your own personal power and doing it for the good of the whole, when you really understand how you are transmuting and really working with the painful parts in your life where you have been disappointed, where things really you feel like have been ripped away from you, or things have changed, and how you found that power and that phoenix energy in that, areas in your life where you literally have dealt with any, uncomfortable deceit, self-sabotage, not working with the right people, not being in the right environments, areas in your life, even as a kid, because she's a little kid and this is an animal. And that reminds me of like very subconscious shadow energy, very primal, very instinctual, very young. Even like we were talking about inner child energy, like even areas in your life where you felt like you have really had to be strong because you needed to be strong, not because your environment was supporting that. If that makes any sense. Like, I really feel like Spirit is trying to show you and trying to teach you and giving you the opportunity to understand that either you can bear the weight of the whole thing or you can plant the seeds as you go along. And it's balancing fire and earth energy, because we also have the Knight of Coins here. The Knight of Coins is the slowest moving card in the deck to me. The Knight of Coins is so fucking calculated, and it's not in a manipulative way, even though people may see it as a manipulative way, but it's literally understanding how to work earth energy. And it's so crazy that you even been gardening and just working with your hands, like literally growing things, because when it comes to growing things, you literally plant a seed, you give it the right conditions, and you do what you know you need to do to grow it into what it knows it's going to become. You don't have to tell a seed, oh, you have to grow into a strawberry, you have to grow into if you plant it in the right thing, you give it water, sunlight, maybe a little bit fertilizer, whatever, it's gonna be a damn strawberry. So I feel like Spirit is really trying to show you how to work with. And the resolve of this is you really working with your passions, you working with your burdens, you working with your life goals and your aspirations, but doing it in a way that's really going to substantiate into something that's going to live a lifelong legacy, something that's always going to work for you in your highest and greatest good, because it's going to be something that you've grown, that you've worked with, that you have created with your bare hands, because it grew from the ground up. Like, it has roots. Like, I keep talking about this idea of root energy, even you're wearing red. And also I am burning my root chakra card from Soy Selections. And I think the videos that I'm going to start be posting, I know I'm dropping them. I drop a video every other day, and I just started burning this, but I'm focusing on the root chakra. So I feel like everyone is getting back to their roots, getting back to their home, getting back to the things that excite them. That's why a lot of people and their children are coming out. And yeah. And so with that being said, I feel like the best outcome, as far as in the spread that I'm looking at, the interpretation of the best outcome that I'm getting in Spirit is really just encouraging you to be absolutely patient with yourself, because every seed that you're going to plant will become exactly what you want it to be if you give it the right conditions. Like, does that make sense?
Period. That makes that's, I don't even, sometimes I feel like certain messages or certain things you shouldn't necessarily speak on, not as far as manifestation, but like it was just meant for you.
Yes.
And what that specifically just meant, basically for me, was just keep going.
Period.
Keep going. To sum it up. But it definitely hit home. That one was a word.
Yes, come on. I had to ring my little heart chakra bell. Yes. And I just want to say thank you so much for letting me do this. This was an amazing reading. I really, 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 really thoroughly enjoyed this. So thank you so much. Thank you to everybody watching. If you did not subscribe to Brianna's motherfucking channel for her Vlogtober, I got a personal problem with you. And it's okay if you don't want to, but get this video a thumbs up because you're watching it this far and clearly it, okay? And stay tuned because she's dropping videos every day on it. Like, it's October 10th.
I don't even have to say anything. I don't even have to say anything. I just want y'all to give a round of applause in the comments in real life to Milan for coming through. If any of this resonated, even though it was for me, if it resonated with you, or listen, comment down below. We can talk about it. Definitely check out her page. Like she said, she's dropping videos every other day, and you can get your whole life. It's always general readings, right?
It's general
or collective.
It's always collective readings. I do pick a cards, and you can find them on my YouTube channel, The Pynk Lady. That's Pynk spelled with a Y, not with an I, like my real name, okay? And it's every other day. You can get a collective message. And then the video that she was talking about earlier was the collective message, pick a card on love and relationships that I just dropped yesterday.
Yes.
Oh.
So Thank you so much for this. I really enjoyed it. I felt the spirit. I felt the
Yes.
magic. I genuinely felt like that was personal to me. And I know everyone, it may seem like that was all positive or, but I feel like I emit positive energy into
You do.
the universe.
What's
So
up?
I think my karmic, what is it? What is it?
Balance. You're with
Yes.
karmic. You have a heart as light as a feather. Okay, feather heart.
So thank you so much for watching. Like she said, please make sure you subscribe because I'm dropping videos every single day this month. And it's only going to get better from here. I'm going to work on myself and reach out for some more collaborations. Like you touched on so many points, and definitely be on the lookout for some more vlogs because I will be doing a collage. I was serious, y'all. I was very open and receptive to this. So I don't mind adding even more magic into my life. And with that being said, thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.
Bye, beautiful people.